Hey, welcome back, guys, to the Table Talk Show. My name is Tanisha. I am your host. I'm so excited to actually return to Table Talk. It has been a year and a half, Nalene, that I have not been on on the radio or even
What?
doing
Where were you? In a pandemic or something?
virtual. It has been a year and a half, and I'm so excited. So I was going to start in April, but then I decided why start in April when March is still Women's Month, right? So I'm starting here in Women's Month. I'm doing it on my own. Normally I'm in the studio, guys, engineering and all of those things, but I'm going to go ahead and take the initiative and just start it. I decided to do this with women who I've seen, who as we call trailblazers in our community, in business and life, and all of those different things. So why not have two awesome women? Miss Smith, can you see us? Awesome women to actually help out and get started. There she is. There she is, Miss Beautiful there. Um, well, welcome to the Table Talk Show, guys. Like I say, my name is Tanisha Simpkins. I'm excited that you guys have joined the show. Like I was just saying, this is the first time I'm back in a year and a half. It doesn't seem like a whole lot or that long, but it's been a long time for me. So I'm just happy about it. But I want to get started into exactly why you guys are part of the show. As I was just saying, I thought of women who I see who are trailblazers in South Florida. I had a couple of people say, "Well, why you ain't choose me?" Type of thing. But I just feel that people who I look and I stalk, we all stalk people pages, you know, for what they do. So what I'm gonna do for a moment is allow each of you to say who you are. I don't think were you able to put your name in to say who you are and to give us a little synopsis of who you are and what you do. We all have that. We all business women, so we all have that 30-second information, as we say, of ourselves. And Nalene, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go first.
Oh my goodness. First of all, Tanisha, I wanted to say thank you so much for, being your guest after your hiatus for a year and a half, and welcome back. I know you're going to keep on continuing rocking the streets, the business, the industries, everything that you touch, girl. So thank you so much for having me on. Um, I'm excited to be here. I'm always excited. You know that I'm cutting people's sentences off and everything else. But, I'm excited that we just got back from spring break with my family, got a chance to really spend some time with them. I think, I feel like I'm part of a whole new rebirth with coming out of this pandemic. And I'm going to say that we are coming out of it. I feel refreshed. I'm looking for the future and plans and my family and, being busy again. I just love being out there and doing things. As you know, I mean, most businesswomen as well, we love to have a full agenda. We love to have a to-do list, and I'm looking forward to that. I've been appreciating the pause for sure. I have been a lot more gratitude, let's say, in terms, and recognizing a lot more gratitude in terms of what I have in my life and what we've been doing together, as a community, as a family, as a nation. And for that, I am excited. I'm excited to get back in and start helping out our community and keep continuing the work that we do as a nonprofit with Super Moms, and just live life.
Well, don't forget about super moms. That's
No,
like
I
your brand. Super moms. Explain to people exactly what is super mom.
So Super Moms is a nonprofit that I am the founder for. I founded it about 7 years ago. At the time, I found myself in a new city and I didn't have any friends. At that time, both my sisters, they didn't have any children either. So, the best I could do was Google myself to death on the weekends, and it's not good out there. There's a lot of scary stuff out there. And, when you're a first time mom, as I was, I I didn't know what to believe. I didn't know who to believe. I didn't know what to expect, even though I read the book. You know what I mean? So, what could you do? Who can you trust? So, we started from a meetup group, meeting under the trees, singing songs, doing arts and crafts, um, into a fortified nonprofit. Really just investing in the businesses and communities, and pre-COVID, having a real robust social calendar for our kids.
Awesome.
The more times that we were out during the week and trying to, concentrate on social skills and tactile skills and memory skills and everything else that all these kids are doing. I just thought we're having a baby and playing, with some stuffed animals, and that's it. And then it's very competitive out there. And, before we went into preschool, this was my day. And, without making a mess in my house and keeping sane, what else could we do? So this became a lot of fun, just planning all these events with different moms, and looking forward to our days, and just really scheduling ourselves around play dates and nap time, and building that tribe, as they say. And now
Right.
she's going to be 9 this year, and I have some real amazing friends and amazing super moms that have been through this whole life of my daughter and mine through motherhood, and I really am grateful for that. So it's been a sanity saver for sure. It's been a lot of fun. We've got so many memories. You don't even want to look at my phone. There's so many pictures. And even now, when I get a reminder from Facebook, or I just go through my gallery on my phone, it just brings a big smile to my heart.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And we have another amazing guest who's a successful realtor. And I call you also a celebrity public figure. You may not think so, because sometimes we don't think we're that inspirational or inspire others by what we do. But that's you. So go ahead and introduce yourself to Table Talk audience.
Listen, my name is Claudienne Hibbert Smith. First and foremost, Tanisha, thank you for having me on your podcast, your platform. I am a 20-year veteran real estate professional, literally showing people the ropes of literally how it doesn't matter the hands you're dealt. It doesn't matter the cards you're dealt. What you do with the cards matter, and how you finish matters. I had a son at the age of 14, went through a lot of trials and tribulations, Section 8, food stamps, WIC, the block cheese, y'all know what I'm talking about. And graduating at the top of my class as the vice president of my class, going on to University of Florida, graduating again at the top of my class, making some really hard decisions, leaving my son home with my mom. I was a single parent. It was an investment for me. I know school isn't for everyone, but it was an experience for me. I got to meet some really cool, awesome people, built some relationships, learned some tools and tactics, and I learned some stuff in books too. And then I, got a job, and that job just was not right for me. And I just knew I wanted to make a lot of money to help a lot of people. I know I wanted to make a lot of money so I could help a lot of people. And so I became a real estate professional, because I knew that there was no ceiling on the amount of income that I could make.
Mm,
I knew, I'm going to repeat that again. I knew that there was not a ceiling on the amount of money that I could make in that business. And so I took a risk, quit my job. You know what? I didn't even know how to get my real estate license. I just quit. But that's me. I do stuff and figure it out later. Well, good for me that I quit my job, because now all I had was time. All I had was time. And so I knocked the class out in 1 week. Thank God it didn't take years. And I
wow.
became a real estate professional. At the same time, I became a real estate investor, because I realized I could see ahead. I was 21 at the time. I could see that I did not want to work until I was 50, 60. And, I wanted to travel the world and just enjoy my life and my family and the things that I've created. And so I became a real estate investor alongside being a realtor. And that's kind of been my life. I spent 20 years with one company, very, very loyal to that company, and that company was good. But sometimes we have to get uncomfortable and take risks. Sometimes we have to get uncomfortable and we have to take risk. And so an opportunity presented itself, and I made a shift, and I partnered with another company by the name of VXP Realty under Elena Cardone with Grant Cardone, the 10X family. And everything has been great. I've been able to expand, impact more people. And that's really what it's about. Not what we do, but what we leave behind as a legacy. And so instead of, loyalty, I went with legacy. I went with legacy. I wanted to build my legacy. And so I'm here today doing some amazing things, continuing to eat up the real estate market and show people the way.
Awesome. That's great. Let me ask both of you this question here. I know that with your job, with the community, having to do things for your kids, being married, you both are married, so there is a balance act that's there. What do you think is your superpower?
I'm gonna start. I don't believe in the word balance, right?
Okay.
Anybody that is successful, I have not heard them yet say they know how to balance. I like to say that it's my superpower for this piece is managing the chaos. It's really managing the chaos and dealing with one situation at a time as it comes, and being in the moment of whatever that situation is, and then leaving that situation where it is and moving on to the next task, the next journey, the next goal, the next whatever it is. I like to think that my superpower is I probably create all the chaos too with everything that I'm committing to do, but my goal is to create the largest real estate team in the world, and with that comes some responsibility. And so I like to say, you know what, I don't know what balance looks like. I just had a baby 4 weeks ago, yet last weekend we were in Orlando at a conference at the Awakening with Stormy Wellington. It was amazing. Some amazing speakers, some amazing notes. Now fast forward, I'm with Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone, the 10X Growth Con, another set of great 3 days, both segments, 3 days of just information so that I can get some information to be able to share with everybody else. And so literally, I just managed all that chaos.
Okay. And Nalene, what about you? What do you think your superpower is?
I think that I I love the chaos as well. I really do. I thrive on it. And I don't know why for so many years it was really like a thrill for me. Like I said, just having so much to do all the time, and I just want to say again, pre-COVID, man, there was weekends that I would have 4 or 5 events just in one day, and then go ahead and do it again the next day, and then the next week booked 3 to 5 days, busy, busy, busy. I mean, but now I think what I do, especially in business as well, because I get invitations all the time. Let me pick your brain. Let's go to a networking event. Let's sit down for 10 minutes and look at this business plan for me. So the problem with being a people pleaser as well is that the old Nalene would be happily obliging to all of that. And now I just say no to some things, because if it doesn't bring me joy, and if it doesn't help in my path to my success and my legacy, then I have to filter through that. And I really have to concentrate on the success of Nalene. So I think just as I'm getting older as well, I might be getting wiser. If not, I'm being a little bit more stingy with my time, because I've put in the time. I have the experience and I have built the network. So honestly, I want to add value. I also want to bring value to who I am and my legacy. Imagine if there was a room of amazing women just like ourselves, and I've met a lot of them, and that reciprocity and that network and that synergy that you meet with other women like that is what really takes you to the next level. And I
Right.
think a lot of times people should try to really resonate with the other women that can take them to the next level. And so I try to filter the noise and find my tribe in motherhood and in business.
Right. Well, I would say that my superpower now is, it wasn't, but it is now, is just patience. I have gained so much patience when it comes to people and who they are. I have learned to accept their personality, their characteristics. I can't change them. I've learned that even when you meet people, you can't change who they are. You just have to accept it. It's either something that you're going to accept and deal with, or something that you just say, I can't deal with it, and walk away. I mean, as friends, family, foes, whatever. But that's just been my superpower for the probably for the last couple of years, and it works for me. For other people, they may feel like, okay, you're being nonchalant about it, or you don't care. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Listen, y'all, it works for me. I would tell you. Now, you did say something, Nalene, when it comes to gathering and it comes to collaboration. I love to collaborate. This is my first time, guys, in 10 years. This is my 10th anniversary doing table talk by myself. I normally have a team of people, and like I say, I'm just coming back from a year and a half, but I normally have probably a couple co-hosts and engineers. So I'm doing this alone, but I'm fine. But what about the collaboration? Because I know that women will see you. Even Nalene, I be texting. I'm like, why you didn't tell me about this here? Oh, you went the United Way. Where my ticket at? And even with you, Claudia, I may be saying pronouncing your first name wrong, Claudine. Even with you, I know women see you and they probably reaching out in the inbox. They may see all everything, other, but not really the trail of how you've gotten there. When they reach out to you guys, how do
I
you
know who
how
you're
do
talking
you
to.
handle it? What do you Right. What do you tell them? Like, okay, that's not what you're learning. What do you tell them that they need to measure by to get to that point? I mean, do you have a mentoring program, or is it just, you get your license, or, you know, um, they see, you just had a baby. You said it so, Nalene, she just said it so like, yeah, I just had a baby 4 weeks ago. You know, yeah, you just had a baby. You have a husband. You also have, a young adult child, which still, are kids. It's like, how do you, when other people reach out to you to become in your circle, how do you handle that? I think there's a delay or frozen. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it may be a delay in talking, or the camera, Miss Smith, or you probably hear my conversation afterwards. I think that's what it sounds like, right from the expression, uh, Nalene. But if you are, maybe log out, log back in, or something like that. I'm not quite sure, because I'm the engineer, right? Um, but whenever you're ready to talk, go ahead.
I kind of like watching her. She's gonna kill us when
Doing
she gets back
poses
on.
and all of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so she's
All
probably
right.
gonna
So
log
go
back
ahead,
on.
Nelly. So you answer that question for me.
Yeah, I think it's easy to come in as a general category for a lot of women to say they want to come in and take over the world, right? Because that's every little girl's dream, isn't it? I mean, we want to be superstars, we want to have a legacy, we want to be successful. And a lot of times I have to reverse back a little bit the conversation just to define for someone, are they willing to make the commitment to what they want to do? Because it's not just an influencer spot, if you will. It's not just a trend in order to, create a livelihood for yourself. So a lot of times we just have to redefine what the purpose is. Because sometimes people don't even know that themselves until you ask the question, and when they're saying it out loud, it's almost like they're saying it for the first time to themselves sometimes. So when they define that, and then we talk about what it might take to get there, or what resources you have already, some people are finding out, I need to take a step back and revisit this because I'm lacking, or I need to look better, or I need to ask more people. Because, again, if you find the right people, they have tons of resources to put you in the direction that you will become successful if you want it, if you're going to put the time in. I can't be Tanisha. You can't be me. I have to do my work and I have to find the resources and not give up. You have to persevere. You have to make sure that you know why you're doing this and what's your why.
All right, Nadine, I can't hear you anymore. So, oh, I'm glad that you are back. So you can act, I can hear you now.
All right, good.
All right, good, good, good. So tell us.
I might have missed the question.
Okay. So what I was saying was, we have so many people that want to, I don't want to say emulate us, but so many people that see what we're doing that say, hey, I want to do that. Or hey, oh, I see you, getting on this flight, or I see you at the 10x. And you have a lot of different women that may reach out when it comes to collaboration. How do you handle that? I mean, is it okay, let me take you by your hand, let me give you this book, or how do you handle the collaboration of other women wanting to actually be a part of what you're doing?
Systems are the best place for me. And so I do get a lot of inboxes. I treat my inbox just like I would treat a phone call. And so most people will know if you call or you inbox me on Facebook, Instagram, I'm going to respond. Maybe not at the moment, but I always respond to everyone. And so systems for me have worked. If somebody wants to be in my space, they literally can go to my bio, click the link in my bio, and literally be in my space in a matter of minutes. And so whether it's my 90-day run that I'm starting today for 90 days and I'm not physically running anywhere, but it's mind, physical mastery, and real estate. If you're interested in taking your business from zero to hero, this 90-day run is going to help you to get there. So you would literally click the link in my bio on Instagram, Claudienne Hibbert, and be a part of that community. You can be a part of my real estate community. I mean, you can schedule a 15-minute free consultation with me. And so there are just so many ways in my link that you can connect with me. And it helps me to be organized so that I don't forget to follow up with someone, because what happens is that they go into a system and all I have to do is look at that system. That's my one responsibility. Look into the system, and the power is always in the follow up. The power is always in the follow up. I've been asked, Claudienne, how did you grow such a large organization in 6 months of being with a new company? I'm in 16 states, 2 countries, and it's been amazing. And I tell you, the power in the follow up. It's what's the call to action? So if you want to connect with me, you already know what to do. You go to the link in my bio, follow me on Instagram. Let's engage there. My phone number is everywhere. You could literally pick up the phone and call me, and I will talk to you. And so, but I always defer back to the link in my bio. That is my call to action so that I can stay organized and focus on the goal.
Right, 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 right.
And
Now, when we're talking about,
there you learn how to do what I've done. So you get to take 20, when you tap into my systems and programs, what you're doing essentially is taking 2 decades of information and collapsing it into days.
awesome, awesome. So let me ask you guys a question, because we're all parents, and I know we have the Super Moms, which is an awesome organization of a lot of moms that's contacting you, Nalene, for different things, different resources. I may need this, so you have a lot of things that you give away, and I think you do it at your pocket. That you, a lot of gifts that you give away for questions, and you try to have, like, even during the COVID, we had like a little wind down, just to communicate with each other. So it is a community. My question would be, for the community, how can it benefit other people, other women?
So it's funny, the difference between me and Claudine is I'm talking from a nonprofit version of the business, right? And but I believe that in every business, and everyone's heard this before, right? Like, you've got to be passionate about what you do. you have to, what's the other saying about if you love your job, you're not really working, you know what I mean? So the thing is that even though it's for my daughter, it's for the community, I love contests. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm always doing contests. It's also just a fun way to engage with people. It's a way for the community to feel like a winner. I mean, during the pandemic, man, I mean, what were we thinking at times, especially at the beginning? There were so many unknowns. And then just to go through the highs, the lows, the sicknesses, the deaths, the spikes, the other, delta and different versions, and just watching the news is really depressing. So where could you go? Where could you really go? Like literally and figuratively, you couldn't go anywhere. So in our online community with Supermoms, I mean, you didn't have to worry about it. You didn't have to watch the news. We lived in a positive place online that you could win. You can still collaborate. You have a forum to talk about families, the pandemic, school, homeschool, arts and crafts, anything that you wanted to, anything that made you feel human, anything that could help you support your family, because we were all in it together. And honestly, I mean, one of our biggest supporters for Supermoms is Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. I mean, if you don't get moved by any of the work that any of the healthcare industry does, or specifically, a children's hospital, regardless if it's Florida or any other state, even the commercials you see on TV for any of the children's hospital, it moves you. And now as a parent, it's one of our biggest resources here in our backyard. It's not like we have to travel anywhere, not even, internationally, to get healthcare, specialized life-saving healthcare for your child. I mean, if that isn't an investment in a community, then I don't know what is. I mean, because as a parent, I want to make sure that I have those kinds of resources close to me and my child. And I will definitely help embrace that. They're building 4 stories now in their new hospital. Thank you. Thanks for that. Thanks for accommodating much more people in the height of a pandemic, specifically children.
Okay. Um, my question would be, I'm just playing around, y'all. Everything that you said, one of the things is that people always want to think that women who do a lot are stronger than anyone, even from a man's point, that we can handle so much, that our mental state is like, we got this. And there are times where, we're like, no, I don't have this. You know, um, Even right now with the Supreme Court, you have Judge Brown that's there. I seen a picture with all the lights and the camera that's flashing at her, and she's sitting in the middle. I mean, I would think of, some people would fold, you know, and some of us would just, rise up to the challenge, and some would be, like on a balance scale. But from the mental part of it, when it comes to us as women, how do we handle our own self care? Anyone can go.
So for me, self-care for me means, and I say this very boldly, I'm first. My mother's not first. My dad's not first. My children are not first. My husband is not first. I take care of me first. Because if I don't take care of me, then I can't even fathom, think about emotionally or financially helping anybody else in my camp. So for me, and I'm getting better at this. In fact, I'm about to join my husband's class of Think and Grow Rich that starts tonight at 7. Mentally being charged. He used an example the other day saying, you have to charge your phone throughout the day. I do. And you have to charge yourself throughout the day. Meditation, prayer, and affirmations. Meditate, just taking a moment and just being with you. Taking a moment and just going to get your hair done. Taking a moment and going to get that massage. Taking a moment to get that workout in. I'm charging me as best as I can. And that would be my response for that.
And what's
I
your
love
self
self
care looking
care.
like, Nalene?
I love self care. Listen, I there is no shame in my game. If you were to ask my sisters, once since we were kids, I would have that little manicure set, at the at the nail salons, how they bring out your kit with all your files and stuff. I had my own. These guys used to make fun of me with my nightstand full of creams. I don't know. I mean, I just thought, that Clinique yellow lotion was going to just save my life.
Mm.
But I've always loved to dabble in makeup and lotions and perfumes. Oh man, I love perfumes. And so for me, self care has always been something that I grew up with, and even my mom was like that. You could go in my mom's closet and smell her clothes, and you could still smell the perfume on it. That's I mean, just the amount of decadence that she had. Everything was glitter, everything was fun, and I think I just love that. So for me now, with a job and a nonprofit and a husband and a kid, you have to carve in that time just like you do everything else, right? And a lot of times I find that in the morning is my time before anybody wakes up. And, I take a minute to set the gratitude for the day. I'm doing that mantra. And, I plan vacations. I love to go and travel. That's my big reward at the end
Yeah,
of the
that's
day.
the thing.
I love planning those spa days with my sisters or going out to a luxurious brunch. I mean, that's on the weekend. I don't have to worry about school. I don't have to worry about work. I mean, when my husband's home, he's definitely, co-parenting with me. He travels a lot. So there's always a reward when he comes back, and we'll go out to dinners or we'll go travel. And that's, I know, Claudine's gonna hate this, but that's the balance that, we do. That's the yin and yang of it all, because you can't be at 155% or even 1,000% all the time. And it's funny too, because when you are, it almost blows people's minds, because they're just like, what are you on? Nothing. I'm on life. You know what I mean? But how many times just during college, or, even at work, people are like, where do you get this energy from? Like, why are you so into it? Like, why do you laugh so loud even? You know what I mean? It's just that it just comes out. And again, it goes back to, if you're not excited about what you're doing, if you're not happy about where you are, then do something about it, right?
Right, right,
And
right.
while you're doing it, it should be fun. And you should be at your best, doing your, A game, if you will. And if you're not, then take a step back, reassess, take a break. You know what I mean? Because
Listen,
how are you going to get better in terms of, your the clarity of thought, or maybe a new idea, or, to pivot in a different direction, when you're not killing yourself? And again, you can't be at 1,000% and be productive.
yeah, I wanna just say
Consistent.
this.
You know what I mean? You can do it for
Yeah,
a couple of weeks,
yeah,
for sure. But
yeah,
take a
yeah.
break.
Right. I think I told you this, Nalene, but I didn't tell a lot of people, nor did I put it on Facebook,
This is gonna be good.
and I didn't tell a lot of different friends, just people who were close to me. But the self care is so important, because sometimes we'll take on that worry thing where we just,
Hmm.
we're the worry of everything and everyone around us. So we consider ourselves to be the okay. So how do I solve this problem? So then we become the problem solver, And when I was here, probably during COVID, I decided to take a corporate job in a different state, Atlanta. And it was a lot. It was a lot of different employees and things of that nature. And then I found myself getting sick. You know, I actually, well, I'm not even gonna say getting sick. I say what it was. I had a heart attack in November, and what did I do? So what changes did I need to make? And that one was not to worry. I mean, if you can't fix it, especially at that moment, I'm not even going to worry about it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But not only that, just taking care of ourselves physically, taking care of ourselves mentally, with things that go on around us. And I'll say this to many women: we don't always have to be the superwoman. you know I know we want to be that superwoman, that we do this and do this and do that and do that. I do believe in collaboration, especially when you're married. You said co-parenting. There has to be a collaboration, with your mate. And if you are a single parent, we have to get what we call that support system. And I know, Claudine, you have to have that support system around us that helps us, that helps us, when we need that help from them, if even if it's taking your kid to the doctor or whatever the case may be. But that's so important. So when I found myself with that in November, I'm like, okay, Tanisha, first of all, thank God I'm alive, because I've seen so many different people, have passed, within the last few months. But being this, that you've given this opportunity, now what are you going to do different? Because our health will cause us to change, our habits in life. And sometimes we have to change those habits before it even gets to that point. When we, like you said, chaos, we get to, I love chaos. Chaos, give it to me, I can function in it, but then I realized, okay, I'm getting too old for chaos. I'll be 50 years old soon, so I'm getting too old for chaos. So some people say, well, you don't look like you had this and this and this and that. And I'm glad, because it's a journey, and you want to be on that journey to getting healthy. So that's been, my self-care, for me, to move forward, to be better in handling situations, people, just life, health, physical exercise. I'm always seeing you doing your exercise regimen, and I'm like, even when you were pregnant, I'm like, okay, I know that baby's just gonna come straight out. Yeah, she's gonna be on the move. And I felt like, okay, that's a made up mind that you had. Like, okay, even if I am pregnant, that does not stop me or determine me from being healthy. And I think sometimes we get into a slump or a mental slump or whatever that's going on, and we just forget about life and just forget about us physically. Anyone can add to it.
Well, I want to say this. I remember putting where you put yourself, see yourself where you put yourself where you can see yourself. And I remember some years back, Oprah went on a tour, and she started right here in South Florida. And I remember there was a segment of the show for an hour. We were exercising in the stadium in our clothes, and there was an Asian lady on the stage. The lady looked like she was about 8 months pregnant with twins. And when I say consistently for the entire hour, she was not going to be denied that day. Fast forward, I get pregnant about a year and a half ago. It wasn't a year and a half, it was longer than that. But the baby, my son is now 17 months. But I remember that moment and said, if she could do it, I could do it. If she could do it, there's no way that I can't do it. And that was when I wasn't pregnant, because the mindset was, how is it that this lady is almost 8 months pregnant? Either she was 8 months or 6 months with twins, one of the two. But she was definitely not less than 6 months with twins. And here I am, not even pregnant, and I don't even consistently work out. And so that helped jumpstart my workout. And my husband now works out every morning. He's very consistent, he's disciplined. So that is also something I get to see. And so it helps me to stay motivated. Do I work out every day? No, I don't. I'm working on it. And I don't want to work out every day, but I do want to make a commitment and stick to it. So if I say that I'm going to work out for 3 days a week, I want to at least have enough discipline and courage to get it done. And so for me, that's pretty much it.
I want to talk about transformation. I teach this class on transformation of our mind and whatever. And when I listen to you ladies, I can hear a transformation probably from something else. And I want to know, how did you get to that point to be transformed? because we all been in certain situations where we decided, okay, enough is enough. This is what I'll be doing, or this is where I'll be, or this is where I'll lead my life to, you know, our transformation, namely you come into a whole different state, you don't know anyone, meeting friends, we met through a organization, National Parent Leaders. Don't get me to say the name of it. I forgot all the abbreviations. But a parenting or national parenting facilitators as we are. But how the transformation of where you were to where you are now, because I know, like you were saying about your husband doing his course. I've attended that course for like a whole year, but after years later, you can attend it again because it's fresh on your mind. Because different things happen, life happens, all situations happens, and I would say transform because I use you, Claudine, because your mom. You always showed your mom, on there. And we don't know your mom, but we know your mom, for what she had been going through. Dementia is a beautiful lady. And how do we bounce back and transform, back into a space, a good space?
It's
And
a
go ahead.
decision. Glad you brought up my mom. And I got a question just 2 days ago. How Claudienne, I was just talking about. She was like, "I'm glad you're talking about it because I wanted to ask you, how is it that you deal with your mother, deal with everything else that you have going on?" And for those that don't know, my mom suffers from Alzheimer's, and if it's levels 1 through 5, she's at a 4. And one, you have to learn to disconnect. Everybody's story is different. How do I deal with death the way that I deal with death? And it's not challenging for me because I've already made a decision. One day we were here. I didn't know I was going to be born. I didn't know my name would be Claudienne Renee Hibbert Smith. One day I will be gone. And so in my mind, I have already made a decision of what my outcome is going to be in terms of how I'm going to deal with it. How am I going to disconnect and not be emotionally challenged by it? How am I going to share this with the world so that the world can at least take my mom as an example and make a change so that you don't have Alzheimer's? I remember when I took my mom to the doctor, there were people at 40 years old with Alzheimer's. So I used to think it was old people disease, and my mom is only 75. And it was not so. And so what we're consuming, what we're eating, I want to share that journey with people so they can make a decision. And so the transformation starts with literally, you got to make a decision. I made a decision and quit my job. I made a decision. The higher the risk, the greater the return. 20 years with a company, nobody thought I would leave. And in 30 minutes, I made a decision and I upchucked and left. And now I'm on to greater things. The first thing you have to do is make a decision. And then you need to have a definite purpose. What is your purpose? What is your goal? Write it down. Don't lose sight of it. If you got to go do a vision board, go do a vision board. I don't do vision boards. I write them down. My visions are different. And then you need to put a date on it. I want to do this by what date? See, when you write it down and you see it, see, for me, mine is on my mirror in my bathroom. I got to brush my teeth every single day. I am not going to not brush my teeth, okay? I'm not going to forget. I'm going to the bathroom at least to use it. Everybody, what you do when you get up in the morning? You go use the bathroom. You got to at least pee. So now I get to confront my goals, and it keeps me reminded of my path. Is this going to take me to where my goal is? If the answer is no, I don't do it. And so the transformation starts with making a decision. I have made a decision to get rid of this baby weight, and I think I look amazing right now. But the truth is, I got more work to do. Why? Because when I lose this weight, I get to show people that are 40, 41, 42, and whoever else past 40 can do it too. It is a mind conditioning. See, I didn't have babies for a long time because I was nervous. If I could be transparent with all the ADD going on and the this going on, I'm like, well, I didn't have that growing up. Like, I didn't know what these things were. And perhaps they were there, autism, like all this stuff. And it was a mental condition that I created in my mind by what I was plugging into. See, when I was pregnant, my girlfriend was in the back talking about when she was depressed from postpartum depression. I had to cancel and delete. I couldn't get out the car. I couldn't jump out. We were driving. So I had to cancel and delete. And the very next day, I got back on my regimen. I started working out. I started taking my supplements. I started taking my NutriBurst. I started taking my detox. I started working out. I started doing my affirmations. I started to meditate a little bit more because I needed to cancel and delete the energy. She wasn't doing it intentionally. I didn't want to be insensitive and cut her off, but I have dominion and power over my own success, over my own decisions, over my own body. And when we believe that, the transformations begin. I just dropped my mic.
Yeah, you did. You did. Especially when you said the transformation of having a baby, because we all saw, the world saw, okay, after 40, we can have a baby. Two at that. Two at that. So, Nalene, I know coming here, I know you have plenty of friends now, plenty of organizations that you're part of. What was the transformation? Because one, you had a new kid, and then two, your husband is a business person, so he travels. So there are times that you are alone. What was the transformation to being comfortable, because your sisters in South Carolina, different places. What was the transformation of, okay, I'm here in this place, and what do I do? Who do I call? I mean, how did it come out?
The thing is that I was actually reflecting on my life a couple of days ago. Maybe it was during vacation even. Just because I was thinking about, how many times I've had to, recreate myself almost. And, I think as children of immigrants, you see that passion, that, desire to do so much. I mean, my parents left the whole country to come to the United States. And they did such an amazing job to build a family of 3 girls. And, I was always trying to be better and better and better. And that was my own transformation. We moved to Pennsylvania, where we were definitely the minority. And then even in college with my maiden name is Rampersaud, which is like Smith in Guyana. But, for the working world, think about my resume. People are probably looking at this saying, you know what, we're not going to call her. We don't know how to pronounce her name. So, just constantly educating myself and building that resume and adding the extracurricular activities and the certifications and the licenses so that I was constantly transforming. I think also, me working in New York after college and seeing really life moves fast and there's so much you can do. And at certain levels, you see corporate America, everyone makes enough money to be comfortable and then explore. If they want to go hiking in the mountains or go scuba diving, I mean, you have this disposable income that lets you live life. So, I saw that on a very young age, how successful some people could really be. And I wanted that success. And if I wasn't happy at a company or in a job, I left because I knew I had the experience now. I had the education behind me and I wanted to have a good life. I mean, before YOLO was all popular, I honestly believed, you only have one life. So make it the best possible life. Don't stay in a job that you hate. Find out what else is out there. Network with people to find openings, and educate yourself.
Right.
Learn how to do something differently.
Definitely.
Now I find myself, here I am working for Citrix. I didn't go to school for IT, but here we are in the most up and coming, and it's not even up and coming. It's just taking over the world. You know what I mean? In terms of technology is here
Right.
to stay and it's for everyone. And if the pandemic has not taught anything to anybody. It's all about, having these remote options at home now, working from home. And there's not even an excuse not to believe it, because we've been working from home for the last 2 years. So, you've got to be flexible. You've got to be able to change your mindset. And if you want to make moves, it's not just about talking about it. It's understanding how to get there, and educating yourself with the resources that you can possibly have. I mean, there's so much you can do online even. And for that, if it's a vision board, if you have to put it out in the universe, if you have to put it in the mirror in the bathroom to constantly remind yourself what it is that you're trying to do, then do it. Because at the end of the day, at the end of your life, you can't blame anyone but yourself. Or you can celebrate, right? With you, yourself, your family, a spa day, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. So I transformation, I look at it as action. I'm a you can talk about it all day long, but where's the action behind it?
Right.
When you were talking about the vision board, I don't do vision boards either. And people say, why you don't do a vision board? I just don't. But I do like you, the thought process and affirmations. So what me and my daughter came up with is sticky notes. We'll sticky note it, in her room, or hashtag it, whatever the case may be, so that there is a reminder, and that's how our reminder is, when it comes to doing things, and also because, just like you said, sometimes we do have to recreate ourselves. Sometimes, as some people say, rebrand ourselves. I don't like to use that. I don't rebrand or recreate. That's just me. I just say, I'm continuing. When I came back with the show, I'm continuing. I'm not relaunching. There's no relaunching, the rebrand. I'm still the same person. I'm just continuing. I mean, it's good and everything, but just continue what you do. You just add to the journey. You don't stop the journey and start another journey, because it's like you said. Even though they came up that you only have one life, but you just add to your journey that you're on, and not start another journey, start another journey, start another journey. You only on one journey. um, to me. So when it comes to transformation, but this has been an amazing thing. I want to know from you guys, just 1 or 2 minutes. What is it that you do for your downtime? Nalene, you go first. One.
Well, I don't do arts and crafts because I really suck at it.
That's one.
No, I don't. I do. I like to read, and it's funny because now these days it's not reading a book so much, but like I read a lot on the internet, and it's not um, Facebook, but it's the different kinds of like seminars and articles on LinkedIn, on just different kinds of news that I find interesting, and then I can go further and research that topic, and or find out what they're talking about, because a lot of times I'm reading topics arbitrarily, what comes up in the news or something that somebody mentioned, and I'm like, what is that? Because to this day I still don't know everything. And the other thing I like to do is I like to rack up the movies on Netflix, and see what's going to be my next marathon. I look forward to those, and then I get mad when I really get into something, because then it's like, oh, the season's over. But it's mindless. I'm in a world where I'm just watching for entertainment. I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to solve anything. I don't have to plan for anything. And that's just how I end my day. Just let it go. It's over. Tomorrow's another fun, exciting day. Um,
All right,
and that's
Nalene.
how I appreciate it. I mean,
Yeah. So, about 1 minute. How do you unwind? What it looks like your day off? What do you do for fun?
Me, I travel. So when I disconnect completely when I'm out of here. So if even if it's a hour and a half drive away to Naples, I we literally disconnect when we cannot do a staycation here and then say we're not working. It just don't ever work. And so we know travel, that's our time. My husband and I have an all boys school, and it's all year round, and we every
Oh, I
six
didn't
weeks.
know that.
Yeah, there's a 1 week break, and we take that time and we just focus on ourselves and we travel. Now we haven't traveled lately a lot because of COVID and me being pregnant and having small children, but we just got their passports, Legacy. So my children's names are Legacy and Legend, and my oldest is Amari. One under him is Demario, and just I'm excited to get Legacy's passport because we're out of here. Okay. And so for me, how I decompress, how do I disconnect really is through travel.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is called a rapid fire. So I'm going to ask a question and you guys can give me an answer. Nalene, your favorite reality show?
Kardashians. I
Okay.
haven't watched them in a while though.
Favorite reality show?
I don't watch reality TV. So
I know it's been a while. That's the old Kardashians, not even the new one.
So you don't have a favorite reality show? No?
I
Okay.
watch BMF. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover of real estate.
Okay. Okay. So the next would be your favorite restaurant.
For me, Houston's. I love Houston's.
Okay. Nalene?
I love hotel restaurants. I love hotels. Yes. Hotel bars, hotel restaurants, brunch at hotels.
Okay, okay. Are you guys a bruncher? Do you do the Sunday brunches?
Yes. Unlimited mimosas, I'm there.
No. Okay, okay. My last one would be your favorite book you've read lately.
Not a book per se, just online.
Well, that's a book because I do mine online. So yeah. I
Oh,
mean, and then my friends always writing books. I got so many books in there that I haven't read that they written. They write a book, you buy the book. I mean, that's bad that I haven't
this was the last book,
I
actually.
haven't. But I'm sorry, but critical selling is that what
Yep.
I say?
That was the last hardcover book.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good. This has been fun. And I'm glad that you guys participated in the ending of our Women's Month. Even though as we say for any holiday, we're women and we encouragement throughout the year, and that's what we're all about. So for those who are looking, these two women here, you can replay this recording here on Facebook and also on YouTube. But it's basically just letting you know that there are no boundaries as far as women as what we can do. As you guys listen to both amazing women about what they're doing, you didn't hear any boundaries as saying this stopping me from doing this. And that's just something that we have to learn and something that we have to teach even our younger people. I would ask a question in only 1 minute question, 60-second question. What is it that you would tell your younger self as to where you are right now, Nalene? 1 minute, Nalene. What would you
You
tell
got this.
your younger
You
self?
got this. You got this.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay. Ms. Hibbert, what would you tell your younger self?
Go big or go bigger. Don't even go home. Go big or go bigger.
Right. Go big or go bigger. Don't even go home. I love it. I love it. Love it. And it doesn't take a whole lot to be an encouragement. So that's one of the things that we try to do, even as women. Always make sure that we try to bring other young women along, by participating in things that are out there. Because like I just said, they see boundaries in front of them when they walk out of their door, but they don't know that they can pass that and become even greater. Having a child at 16 or having a child at a younger age, or even seeing or thinking that your living conditions won't allow you to move further, but it will. When we get that determination and we put it that mindset to transform and do all the things that we need to do and the resources, we can move further even at an older age. So don't think that we're talking only about young kids or young adult. Even when we decide to keep it moving, we can switch up. We quit those jobs. We can do different things, things that that we love to do. you know. But I just wanted to put that in there. So I will give you guys a minute to let people know how they can contact you and whether they can get information or resource to contact you if they want to reach out to, your organization or what you're doing in business. Go ahead, Nalene, you can go first.
Sure. We're at www.thesupermoms.org.
Claudienne can be reached on Instagram at Claudienne Hibbert, ClaudienneHibbert.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I want to thank you, ladies. Make sure that you reshare this broadcast. Make sure that you reshare it, clip it out, use it, whatever you need to do for your own resources and all those things. You guys are amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. You got supermodel Claudine over there showing out, doing flipping the hair and doing all of this, looking good. But I want to thank you guys, lady. Thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you guys, and you have a great day today.
Thanks so much. Bye, Tanisha.
Bye bye.